Morning Malibu. We have a great show lined up for you this morning. We have a lot of philanthropies here on campus and a lot of stuff coming, a lot of events, coming up because the end of the year is coming closer and closer. I'm Thoriola.
I'm Jamie McElhaney.
And I'm Monica Hayes.
Good morning, Malibu. First we're going to talk about something really great and close to Pepperdine's heart is Relay for Life, which it's coming up this Friday.
It's coming up this Friday, so it's getting closer and closer and closer. Everyone's getting really excited for it. So far, Pepperdine as a whole has raised over $17,000, which is amazing, especially for a school of our size. That's incredible.
Yeah, it's really great.
Yeah.
And I mean, every year it's such a fun event. People always gather together. It's for 24 hours, so you get to stay up late with your friends and kind of camp out. And every time I've been a part of Relay for Life, whether it be on Pepperdine or in my high school, it's always just such a well-done organization. So
yeah, and Pepperdine has 54 teams with over 300 students, which is amazing. The turnout is going to be really, really great.
Yeah.
We're assuming that it's going to be held kind of at the soccer field, because that's kind of where it's been held in the past. But
yeah,
I mean, it'd be a surprise to everybody.
Exactly.
We don't know yet.
We don't know. We'll figure it out. My freshman year is at the soccer field. I know that in past years it's been on Alumni Field. So I think the location's TBD until maybe they know more about weather or whatnot. So. Or maybe we're just out of the loop and they announced it and I just didn't know.
But it's coming up on Friday.
Yes, you should definitely head out there. And if you didn't know what Relay for Life stands for, it's raising money for cancer awareness and research. So that's pretty wonderful. In other news, speaking of cancer, which is a subject close to all of our hearts, the University of Nebraska. Their football team has always been close to a boy named Jack Hoffman, who's 7 years old.
7 years old.
And suffers from brain cancer.
Yeah.
So.
The team sort of took him under their wing. He became their brother almost. They started an organization called Team Jack, which was kind of to raise money for Jack and his family. To work through the hard the process of having a brain tumor. And recently they did something really, really cool for him.
You saw the video, didn't you? And you spread the word.
It almost made me cry. It is such a cute video. Every time I watch it, the kid, all of the offensive players are all protecting him and keeping the defense off of him and telling him where to go, and he is just booking it down the field. Yeah. And it's spread all over the world too. It's got over 100 views in 26 different countries and in 5 different countries over 1,000. Everybody just really loves seeing this Husker team represent Jack so well.
It's great. If you haven't seen it, the Nebraska football team, they had they call it their red and white game. It's the scrimmage where the Nebraska football team plays against each other, and they put him in for one of the games and let him score a touchdown, and it's really cute.
Sob story. I'm getting teary right now. I love stuff like that. I love when you see organized teams or even just any sort of organization back something that's an important cause, because sometimes we see athletes and celebrities just as what they do for a living, and we forget that they have hearts too, and they're suffering just as much as we're suffering watching things like this
And it's
happen.
great because it's a college football team, and I mean, there's plenty of other things that this football team could be, donating their time to, and a lot of other things they could be doing, and they're choosing to spend it with this 7-year-old kid, which is really
cute.
nice.
The running back Rex Burkhead is totally just loves this kid and thinks he's adorable. So it's really cool to see the players genuinely interested in it and not just being oh yeah, this is what our team does, but personally getting attached to this kid and just so such a cute story.
I love that, and think about how much that meant to that kid. I mean,
and his
Jack
family,
must
he's gonna have this forever. So cute.
It's a memory that he'll always have, and
Definitely, and
we can't even imagine what that's
no,
like. I wouldn't want to running down that football field.
69 yards, I would be exhausted.
I know.
Everybody's blocking me, and I'm
good for the 7-year-old for actually being able to run 69
Exactly.
yards.
I know, geez, after 4 yards, I'd be like, so, juice box?
Be like, that was good.
I'm real tired.
I'm going to take a first down and just go sit on the bench.
Exactly. Well, speaking of doing good, here at Pepperdine's campus, we actually have a bunch of great philanthropies going on this week. First of all, we have ATO's Gladiator event, which we actually have a short video for, so we want to show that to you so you can learn a little bit more about it. So take a look.
Cystic fibrosis is a genetic disease that people are born with. It primarily affects the respiratory system. The body produces an excess amount of mucus, which causes a breeding ground for bacteria infections in the lungs. The median age of survival is 38 years old. Most people with CF, by the time they reach the age of 30, have to have a lung transplant.
Levi was diagnosed with CF when he was 4 months old, and we do a daily routine of 3 breathing treatments and 3 vest treatments that take about 30 minutes, 3 times a day.
Yeah, it's just a struggle, definitely, especially when he's sick and you know, he's not able to do things that normal kids are necessarily able to do.
But it is hard. It's hard knowing that your son has an average life expectancy of 37.
But we don't let it get us down, and we don't try to use it as an excuse or to hinder him at all.
We just continue to raise money. We know that a cure is really, really close. Daily life, crazy mom.
The thing that's holding us back right now is money.
We don't spend a lot of money on our overhead. We don't do that because the bulk of the money, 90 cents on the dollar, goes directly to research.
And our overall goal is to find a cure for this disease, and I really do think in our lifetime we're going to find a cure for this. This will be the one disease that we see is cured.
It's the fighting spirit of the patients with cystic fibrosis that make this foundation and the drive for a cure so meaningful.
We would love to see you guys support the Gladiator event this year to help find a cure for CF and a cure for our son, and help support the CFF Foundation. They're doing amazing things thanks to you guys. So come on out.
It's a fun event. Hope to see you there.
Wash my guilty life in your presence.
So, if you couldn't tell how wonderful of a philanthropy that was just by that video.
Yeah, it's a great cause.
Gladiators has done this for years now after actually one of Pepperdine ATO's brothers, one of the guys who graduated from their fraternity, had a son who had cystic fibrosis.
Oh, okay.
And that's how it came to Pepperdine to be their philanthropy here. So they've been doing this for a couple years now.
Great.
And if you haven't gotten a chance to go, it's really fantastic.
And it's tomorrow.
Yes, yes, it is tomorrow, Thursday night, the big event.
Yeah.
It'll be in
It's in Firestone.
I always say Fireside, but I know that's wrong.
Firestone. 2 different rooms. Don't go to Fireside.
Shoot, yeah. Firestone
Firestone.
Fieldhouse, where they play basketball.
Yeah.
So what they do, it's actually kind of, it's awesome. They kind of made it after the 1980s gladiator, like ultimate gladiator competitions where they would like beat each other up with like big like sock
like
Q-tip
ears,
things.
yeah.
Yeah, so it's like something like that. It's pretty great. So you get to beat up on your friends
Watch
for
a
a
bunch
great
of girls
cause.
beat each other up.
Yeah, guys love
That's why
watching
I'm
girls.
going.
Yeah, exactly. So whatever.
So it's a great cause, and we have another philanthropy coming up this weekend as well. The Delta Sigma Pi fraternity is doing a car show. It's Cars for Cause.
Yes.
This Saturday, which is another great philanthropy.
Yes, and it benefits the Emily Shane Foundation, which is close to Malibu. A couple years back, Emily Shane was struck on Pacific Coast Highway by a vehicle, and she died. So this is benefiting her, so it's very close to the Malibu community as well as Pepperdine. So be sure to come out to that too. See some great cars. We were told, actually, our one of our producers here at Good Morning Malibu,
his fraternity.
It's his fraternity, Delta Sigma Pi, and he told us that the car from The Dark Knight Rises
the
will be
Lamborghini
there.
from The Dark Knight Rises will be there. He said like 9 Lamborghinis, like 3 Audi R8s, a bunch of Ferraris. It'll be fun. Guys love it. Girls just go because. I don't know.
And sometimes,
Just
if
go.
you're lucky, you get to take pictures in the car.
That's
So
true.
you could get maybe like a Facebook profile pic of you in the Batmobile.
Yeah.
That
So-
would be pretty
That'd be pretty
awesome.
cool.
Since I don't know much about cars, I'll just be looking for like the Batman nostalgia stuff. So, yeah.
So definitely stop out. It's down on Civic Center Way, right by the courthouse here in Malibu, so not far away. And I'm sure a lot of people from the Malibu community are going to be there because it benefits, something that is close to home for Malibu. So you don't want to miss out on a chance to kind of mingle with some of the Malibu residents.
Of course.
'Cause you never know who you're going to run into.
Never. In Malibu, it's you
Yeah.
could always run into someone fantastic.
True.
And actually, speaking of, we really, it's a call to action. We really want the Malibu community to get behind us this next Wednesday for the Pepperdine Media Arts Showcase. It's the first ever art showcase here at Pepperdine. It'll begin at 6:30 in Jocelyn's Plaza, where they'll be having a bunch of different food vendors
and bands. And
lots of bands will be there, Pepperdine bands, as well as lots of people selling clothes and purses, and so it's just lots of stuff happening in Jocelyn's Plaza at 6:30, and then I believe at either 7:30 or 8 o'clock, I'm not quite sure, the showcase will begin in Elkins, and they'll be debuting lots of the film students' thesis films, as well as anyone was welcome to submit films. So it's actually almost like a Real Stories type competition
for
awards
Pepperdine
show.
Students.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's generally mostly the majors though that are participating, the media production majors, but it was welcome to anyone. But I think the majority of people are within our communication department here. So you'll get to see some great student work. Our very own Shayla Gerardin is going to be hosting the event with Tamisha Curry. So you know it's going to be hilarious.
It's going to be a great event.
And light and just great. And I actually have a film in there. So if you want to come support, I would appreciate it. I'm sure Shayla would too. And the rest of the Pepperdine community really could use your help in getting this off the ground so this can go on for years to come.
It'll just be a great opportunity to kind of show off works of Pepperdine students, and I mean it's the first time, so we really have to make the first one really good.
Definitely.
And there are a lot of senior films, right? So this is appreciating all the work that they've done and learned over the past 4 years, and it's kind of like a last moment to just celebrate and congratulate them on what they've done and just be a part of what they might do in the future. I mean, who knows? We might have like almost Spielberg coming out of the closet right now.
It'll be me, guys. No worries.
In 10 years, we'll be like, I used to do a show with her. Like, it was amazing.
Oh my gosh.
You just wouldn't believe.
We'll look up our old YouTube videos of us doing crazy things on Good Morning Malibu.
This is me, and that's her. That's her.
Those are the days.
This is Jamie in a body bag.
Oh, that was a good episode. Yeah. In case you missed that one. Good Morning Malibu made me do some crazy stuff this season.
Definitely. So craziness, Jamie doing crazy things. You're going to Coachella in 2 weekends.
This weekend.
This weekend. It's this weekend.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm going to, in case you guys aren't aware and living under a rock here in Southern California.
Coachella's occurring.
Coachella's happening. It's here. It's this weekend and next weekend. So it's that big music festival, in case you didn't know.
It's out in the desert.
I must have been the one living under the rock.
You don't know
I never heard about that till this morning.
Girlfriend.
I didn't even know what I had to Google. I was like, what's Coachella?
Oh my gosh.
I know.
Think of just massive amounts of people lightly clothed all day listening to music.
3 days of the most crazy. I'll after this episode, I'll show you the lineup. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. We've got some great bands headlining, and so I'm gonna have a good old time.
Yeah.
And hopefully survive.
Hopefully, because when you come back, you won't have finals because you're graduating. But some people who are going to Coachella have to come back and have finals. So.
Yes. Next week?
Yeah, next week is
next 2 weeks
deadly.
from now.
Jeez.
But
is it going to be hard for you guys? Do you guys have a lot going on?
This next few weeks is kind of like, it'll be a testament to my strength.
Oh,
if I don't have like a panic attack in the middle of it.
Coffee, Red Bull, you're fine.
But you know what, Pepperdine's really doing a lot for the students this semester. We have a lot going on. There's a yoga and juice bar on Tuesday the 16th. It's a free yoga session and a free juice bar, so that's a little relaxing.
Yes.
You can kind of take a break from your studying, take a break from finals, do a little tree pose or a backwards dog or all those things I can't do. I'll just be drinking juice.
Yeah.
Watching the other people do the yoga.
Yeah,
free
definitely.
juice. And then there's the Color Rush on the 17th, which you were actually really excited about.
I was so excited about. It's the color run. For those of you that aren't familiar with color runs, it's when you do like a certain amount, like
a
5K
3K or something.
3K, 10K.
3K, yeah.
I don't know. I think a 5K.
Yeah,
is
I think
3.
that's what it is.
But you get
shows how much I run.
paint thrown at you while you're doing it.
Yes, you're wearing white, and then people, like audience spectators, throw like paint dust at you. So by the time you finish this race, you're covered in beautiful colors. So it's always supposed to be super fun.
Yeah. So
But
Pepperdine says it's a color run without the run. So
Which I can get behind.
I'm guessing it's just a bunch of kids throwing paint at each other and then eating free food. So on the 17th, definitely come out to throw paint at Jamie and I.
Yes.
And they also have free massages somewhere at some point.
Yes.
Yes.
Like the first 15 people,
The
I'm
health
like, dude,
center.
I'm gonna take people
Yeah.
out.
Yes.
I need a massage.
Get out of my way.
You don't want to know how painful this
Yes.
is.
And then, of course, there's Free Food Truck Friday on the 19th. So, you know, finals coming up, a lot of fun stuff here at Pepperdine. And, you know, I think we're all kind of looking forward to the year wrapping up.
Of course, definitely. Pepperdine's always great about making sure their students are well rested for this crazy week. So if you are stressed, there's the counseling center you can go talk to, as well as getting your massage. So
So when we come back from the break, we're going to have Shayla here with some news, so stay tuned for that.